Alex, thanks. Now to our school watch tonight. It's become more and more commonplace for drug dogs to do random sweeps of our children's schools, sniffing the lockers for any illegal substances that may be trying to hide. But that's not the case for all schools in Pueblo. News 5's Colette Bordelon talked to a senior at South High about the decision to not use drug dogs. Colette.
He says he can actually remember drug dog searches in middle school because the district used to let them inside. Now, though, they don't use the dogs, and those with the police department say there are other ways to tackle the problem.
Weed's the big one, marijuana.
Senior David Barton says he mainly hears about cannabis from students at South.
LSD, meth, but those guys don't brag about it. They don't show off. They're the ones that try to hide.
But he says the harder drugs are still out there.
Habit's easier to break when you're young.
That's why he says drug dogs may be helpful.
Not personal experience, but I know what drugs can do to people, and I think if you start nipping them in high school, it's better.
Under School District 60's current administration, they no longer do those kinds of searches, but Barton says he can remember them from when he was in middle school, where he says drugs were an even bigger deal than in high school.
In middle school, anything that you did that adults would do was cool. It's not that same way anymore.
I have a lot of issues with marijuana usage and drugs, unfortunately, in that age group.
Captain Charlie Taylor of the Pueblo Police Department oversees their Special Services Division, which includes school resource officers.
And sometimes they would go around and sniff the lockers in the hallways.
He believes that practice changed around 3 years ago.
But I think there's a stigma, maybe, and it might have raised some tensions in the school when the dog was there. And so, again, we fully support that decision by the district not to have the dogs in there.
Captain Taylor says there are different ways to curb drug usage in school without using drug dogs.
The earlier you recognize those behaviors, and if you're able to divert them onto another path, that's a positive thing for everybody. There's always going to be that give and take about how do you do that and what is the most appropriate way to do it.
We also spoke with School District 11 in Colorado Springs, who says they do use drug dogs for random searches. You can tell us what you think about drug dogs on school campuses at our Facebook at KOA 5 News. Always watching out for you, Pueblo. Colette Bordelon, News 5.